Hey, what is up, mortals? It is me, Dylan, here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 3 of What if Izuku had a Decay Quirk? I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, we begin. Standing in front of the two shocked boys was the number 1 hero. He stood before them with his hands on his waist, posing dramatically with a wide smile on his face.
I am here to help you boys use your quirks.
All Might announced to the boys he was meant to be their pro-hero supervisor to allow them to use their quirks. But both Izuku and Bakugo were still in shock that All Might was standing in front of them. They both barely heard what he had said, too busy mentally freaking out. While Izuku had met All Might before, it was brief, and he was still in panic from the sludge villain's attack. Bakugo was the first of the two to compose himself in front of All Might. All Might, you're the one that signed up to be our supervisor.
Correct! When I saw two boys putting in so much effort to clean up the beach, I immediately knew I had to help in some way.
All Might was proud that two wannabe heroes had done something that even many heroes wouldn't think of doing. Go back to the roots of what makes a hero, and help the community. All Might had also recognized the name of the boy Izuku Midoriya when reading the request. He had seen the name written on the notebook he signed, back when he saved Izuku from the sludge villain. Oh, so you'll really be here while we train?
Precisely, young man! Actually, I had the idea to assist in your training a bit. I will happily give suggestions on how to improve, if I can find any.
Wouldn't you need to know what our quirks are for that?
I was just getting to that, thank you. About that, I have read a basic description of both of your guys' quirks. Although that information is likely to be outdated, after years of having your quirks, I would much prefer to hear it from both of you, if you don't mind.
Alright, I guess I'll go first. My quirk is Explosion. You probably know how it works, using my sweat, for my quirk information. Since then, I've been able to strengthen it and create stronger and more controlled explosions.
Alright, that is a wonderful quirk you have, young man.
And, next is me. My quirk is Decay. But you probably already knew that by touching objects, I can make them crumble to pieces or chunks. As I progressed with my quirk, the decay speed increased, taking less time, and as I got better with it, the smaller chunks it would break apart into. I also just recently discovered I can control whether or not something is affected by my quirk. I'm hoping to progress with that.
Certainly interesting quirks you both have. They will be great assets in your journeys to become pro-heroes one day!
Both the boys listen to All Might, as he goes on to explain a good schedule for them to follow.
Bakugo boy! This exercise schedule you designed is great! If you don't mind, I want to expand upon it.
Bakugo agrees, and All Might began explaining to them a daily schedule that they could follow. All Might found that Bakugo's routine would be very exhausting for the two boys to follow, and might overwork them. Although All Might was there to supervise them, allowing them to use their quirks, he advised them that it would be better to not focus on quirks for this project, and focus on training their bodies. With all that understood, Bakugo and Izuku would return to the beach every day after school to work away at the trash pile on the beach, as they had done before. But when they arrived, All Might would be there waiting for them, and assisted with their training. It was all going well. It confused the two boys why All Might had to leave a few hours into their training, but they didn't question it after coming up with the idea. Maybe he had to go do proper hero work. In reality, All Might's quirk timer was running out, only able to keep his muscle form for a few hours each day, and he would use it to stay in character while the two boys cleaned up the beach. All Might was running out of time with his quirk and wanted to find a successor. He had a few candidates in mind, but wasn't completely sure. Bakugo was rough around the edges, often resorting to violence and a long line of curse words when he got angry while cleaning up the beach. He was making improvements, though. Bakugo was still a hero at heart, and All Might could clearly see that. Another option for All Might was the boy Principal Nezu had suggested, Mirio Tokata. From what he heard, he was a hard-working student and had a heroic personality. On most occasions, he would trust Nezu's suggestion, but he still wanted to weigh his options. Finally, there was Izuku Midoriya. All Might liked his personality, a true golden hero outlook on the world. Izuku had entirely taken on his own motto of saving people with a smile. The only thing holding back All Might's decision in choosing Izuku was Izuku's fear of his own quirk. Izuku still feared his quirk, which was obvious, telling by Izuku's facial expressions while decaying away the garbage. All Might sighed as he thought of his options for a successor, for what felt like the millionth time.
I still have some time left. I should stop freaking out.
Toshinori affirmed himself that he still had time to make his decision. Although All For One was still hiding in the shadows, he still had time to find and train a successor before his injury got the better of him. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN allows you to change your IP address, making it harder to track and securing your privacy. In addition to providing safe passage through the web, you can also expand the reach of your favorite streaming services like Disney+. If you are from the United States, you won't be able to watch any of the MCU and Sony Spider-Man movies, but by switching your location to Japan, you can access them whenever you want. Check out the link in the description to get 3 extra months when you purchase a 12-month subscription plan that costs $99.99 a year. This deal is for a limited time only. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Months began to pass as Izuku and Bakugo's training with cleaning up the beach carried on, soon reaching the day of the UA entrance exam. Out at the beach, it was early morning, and Bakugo and Izuku had just finished cleaning up the beach. Both the boys gave out a roar of victory as they had finally cleared up the beach, revealing its beautiful view of the ocean. All Might watched on from the sidewalk near the beach, proud of how far the two boys have come in their training. Bakugo had gained better control over his explosions, and Izuku had improved on the control of his quirk. Now having full control, if he decays something or not, as well as the speed of it breaking down faster. All Might walked towards the two boys, who were still celebrating their accomplishments.
Good job, you two. But unfortunately, we don't have much time before you both need to begin your exams. You should rush home and get ready.
Both the boys look at each other in a panic, realizing they don't even have an hour to get ready and get to UA for the entrance exam. They both began to run. While running, they waved back saying bye and thanking All Might. Both Izuku and Bakugo run to their houses and quickly get ready after they both meet up at the front steps of UA. Both Izuku and Bakugo look in amazement at the large academy in front of them. There were a large number of other kids their age, all gathered in front of the school, making their way to the entrance. Bakugo began to walk forward, first knowing Izuku would get out of his thoughts and start following him. He didn't want either of them to be late because of some nice architecture. Bakugo took a step forward, but tripped over Izuku's foot. He was now falling forward, face first to the ground. Bakugo thought to himself one word: "Fuck!" He tried to catch himself throwing his arm forward, but he found himself no longer falling. He looked around shocked, and saw he was now floating. He saw a brown-haired girl next to him. She helped him stand back up, and once he was on his feet, she had placed the tips of her fingers together, and Bakugo no longer felt weightless. "Sorry for using my quirk on you without asking. I saw you fall and wanted to help out. Would be bad luck falling right before the exam, wouldn't it?" Bakugo was still a bit shocked by the experience, but he put two and two together. He began scratching the back of his head. "Don't apologize. You helped me out there. Thanks." "Oh, it's really no problem. I would have felt guilty if I hadn't done anything." "Cool quirk, by the way." "Yeah, thanks." Bakugo looks at the clock on his phone and spots there was little time left before the exams start. "Come on, Izuku. We shouldn't be late." "Got it." The three of them entered the building. Uraraka separated from the group on her own. Izuku and Bakugo arrived at the auditorium, where President Mike gave a speech. Bakugo and Izuku would both easily pass the written part of the exam, since they spent plenty of time studying in their free time. During the speech, President Mike explained the rules for the next exam. President Mike explained to the auditorium full of students the rules of the exam, along with giving information on the robots. "So, if you look at your exam ticket, you'll see what test location you're assigned to. Please check now!" Izuku and Bakugo both looked down at their tickets. Izuku was in the test location B, while Bakugo was placed in test location A. They were both fine with taking the test separately. They both were capable of fighting on their own. Although Izuku was still nervous, he was never in a proper fight before. He knew little about how to actually defend himself. Surely he could use his quirk, But he knew he couldn't rely on that when fighting another person. Worried, Izuku began to mutter to himself, trying to affirm himself he would be fine. After a few seconds of muttering to himself, he felt a flick to the side of his head by Bakugo. Izuku, shut it. You're gonna get in trouble. I need you getting the both of us kicked out before the second half of the exams even start. Izuku covered his mouth with his hand and simply nodded in understanding. After that, everyone was brought to their proper testing location. Over on Izuku's side, he was standing behind a crowd of people by himself. He stood there nervously waiting for the exam to begin. Over in Bakugo's testing location, he was standing towards the front, near the entrance to the mock city. He was already scanning the area, trying to get an understanding of the place. Bakugo felt a small tug on the back of his shirt and turned around to see the brown-haired girl that helped him earlier. Sorry, I don't want to bother you, but you seem like you know what you're doing. I guess you could say that. What do you need help with? Bakugo was sort of annoyed. He was distracted from what he was doing, but after several years of being friends with Izuku, he had softened up from his mean personality, becoming nicer. Plus, he didn't dislike this girl. She was nice and she had a cool quirk, so he listened. Oh, thanks. Uraraka was cut off by the sound of a loudspeaker turning on. Immediately after President Mike began to speak again.
What are you all waiting for? There's no start in an actual villain fight! Go, go, go!
This message was heard in both testing locations. Bakugo and Uraraka immediately started running out into the city, with the rest of the students in their group. Over on Izuku's side, he instantly began running more prepared than some of the others. This was the time for him to prove himself, score well during the exams, and prove to himself that he could become a hero. Whew, thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to thank our patrons, BD Flames, Ethan Davis, Terry Chills, Shifter Meals, Adam Zedgel, XAV Beto 3, Zill, and Joshua Phelps. Secondly, I'd also like to thank all of our YouTube members, Toy Acosta, Rob the King, Sith Lord 906, CF2364, and Knuckles, Rimuo Tempest, Angel Juarez, Donaldson Stewart, Brian Greer, and Rafik135. Thirdly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Fourthly, for those keeping track, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being is that we only accept members from 16 years old to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.